Hello everybody, I'm Nate and welcome to my channel. On today's episode of Nate's channel, we're going to talk about two new things from Rain City Skills that they were kind enough to send me. So these aren't necessarily related to one another, but you know, what are you going to do about it? It's my channel. I can do what I want. Anyways, but we're going to be talking about the new Rain City Skills puzzle, which is actually really rad. We're going to talk about that. And we're also going to talk about their budget yo-yo. This is the rebrand. And so this is their like sort of first venture into a budget plastic yo-yo. So let's talk about those things. We're going to start with the puzzle. So I don't know this absolutely 100%, but I'm pretty sure this is the first time any yo-yo company has put out a puzzle. It's pretty cool. On the puzzle box, we have the picture. That's obviously what we're doing here. That's how puzzles work. But anyways, you're gonna see here, this is basically a little collage, a pile of all their different yo-yos that they've done over the years, and there's some beglery in there as well. And counterweights and other things, and basically everything that they've ever done, showcasing all that is on there. Really nice puzzle. You can see there's a couple just basic stuff on there. It has Rain City Skills Yo-Yo Collection puzzle. It says a bunch of things on the side, things like this is a puzzle, it is difficult. Things worth doing are like that, except cricket and whatever's going on with chess boxing. A little nonsensical stuff there from Jeremy. May cause a hankering to play with Rain City Skill yo-yos, and box designed by Mrs. Yo-Yo Thrower. Check out our YouTube channel and so on, Yo-Yo Traveler. Okay, so has that, and then it has Puzzle by Rain City Skills, follow, and all their Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and website and all that jazz. Pairs well with an oral reading of The People of Yo-Yo by Mr. Yo-Yo Thrower. So it has a little plug-in for the book that he's written as well, The People of Yo-Yo. Anyways, a bunch of stuff there, and just it's a nice little box. Quality. This does not feel like it's from the dollar store. It's a quality puzzle. The pieces are really quality too. Good size, nothing unusual. I have made many puzzles in my lifetime, especially during COVID. It's been a nice way to kind of stay sane through some of those quarantine ones, especially. We built some puzzles that were kind of like crazy pieces, right? And very frustrating, but also rewarding. These are pretty standard pieces. They're all standard sizes. Nothing super wacky. Good size pieces. So after building the border, we had a 25 by 20 border, and so math tells me it's a 500 piece puzzle. Yeah, thanks math. Anyways, so there's that. So that's how big the puzzle is. It's not a tiny puzzle. It's not a giant like 2,000 piece puzzle, but good size, and it's gonna make a decent size puzzle as well. So yeah, really nice. I was gonna go ahead and do a time lapse of the whole build and everything of it, but ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, so I will build the rest of this at some point. But yeah, I could tell just from looking at it, it's good. It's a nice quality puzzle, and the cardboard on it's quality too. Not like not super thin, cheap like you would get at a dollar store, what have you. And again, good size pieces. It should be a really fun build for anyone who picks this puzzle up, and I think it's worth the money. Honestly, I think it's pretty cool, and it's kind of a really cool way to brand your company and sell something that's not just regular merch, and that's not a yo-yo. And I think that's pretty cool. And I think other companies should do this as well. Okay? Anyways, that's just my 2 cents. I think other companies should do this, and honestly, I'm surprised no one has yet. So that's the puzzle. Definitely check that out. Pretty cool. It's maybe a nice little add-on if you are shopping around their store and already picking up a yo-yo. Maybe just go ahead and add that onto it. I think that would be worth a buy, especially if you are already into puzzles. Okay. The other thing here is the rebrand, and that's what we're going to talk about here. Again, this is Rain City Skills sort of plastic like introduction into budget, like first yo-yo kind of thing. It does retail for like $12, which is like as cheap as pretty much you can get, right? Other than maybe buying like a Dunkin' Butterfly or something. It is a bearing yo-yo. It does come with a half spec C bearing, so it's meant to be responsive, very, very tug responsive out of the box, and all that. It is and it's called rebrand because you know, plastic yo-yos, injection molded yo-yos are pretty expensive to initially to produce, because the mold itself are very expensive. Once you get the payment in the mold, it's pretty much fine after that, but the upfront cost is pretty expensive. So for a smaller boutique company like Rain City Skills, this was a smart move. So they partnered with Magic Yo-Yo and took one of their yo-yos that they've been using, and so kind of literally rebranded it. And it has these little pogs in there. All right, so so the initial logo here, do I have it upside down? No, I got it good. All right, so it just says rebrand over that, and then the other side it came with is the Rain City. Now, Waylon, whenever he handed me these, also handed me a stack of different pogs. And so you'll see on their site, they have a number of different pogs of their different players mostly, and all kinds of things. So you can kind of customize that, and yeah, and so go to town with that and kind of just put in that. Again, it came with a half spec bearing, and I'm not normally a fan of half spec if I'm throwing responsive. You can throw a full size C bearing in there, and it will be unresponsive. So it's not recessed or anything like that. And the axle's long enough. Now the axle in this one it's fixed. It will not come out from what I can tell. So modding this is going to be a little tricky. The only thing I can think of that you can mod with this is maybe like, I could see maybe putting some rubber rings in there, kind of adding some weight possibly to that. But it'd be interesting to see what modders might do with this. I don't really do any of that, so I'd be curious what somebody who mods yo-yos would actually think about this. Do say this on their site. So the disclaimer is, if you add a full spec bearing, it's going to cause quite a bit of vibe. It's not meant to be a high budget, you know, tolerance kind of yo-yo, but it will be unresponsive. So it's kind of a trade-off there. I would personally go for a full spec C-size bearing that's heavily lubed if I wanted to have it as tug responsive. I just don't love the half spec just because I can't get any really like multiple loops without it just kind of immediately snagging up and binding on me. It doesn't have a lot of weight to it, doesn't have a lot of rim weight, so the spin times are kind of they're okay. And but overall, I do think it's worth the $12, right? And it's a competitive enough shape, like it's a V-type shape, HV shape. All right, so that's gonna do it here for my talk about the puzzle here and the rebrand. So that's some new stuff here from Rain City Skills, and I hope you enjoyed that, and until the next one, later.